Hey everyone, Luke here, and I hope you're doing well. Today I'd just like to share with all of you some vaccine ingredients, okay? So vaccine ingredients. Touchy topic, I know. So it's important to realize I am not a medical professional. I do not work as a licensed medical doctor. I don't have a medical degree. I don't even work as a licensed nutritionist. I am just a nutritional consultant that works as an unlicensed nutritional consultant, okay? I'm also not a chemist, so I am not going to pretend that I understand why these ingredients are in the vaccines, okay? This is just simply information that I found on the internet, and it's true, and I think it's important that people know about it, okay? Again, I don't know why these things are in the ingredients, okay? I think a lot of them are preservatives. I think that's what most of the things are, okay? Most of them are preservatives that are meant to keep the culture intact and to preserve the vaccine, okay? So, this information is directly from the CDC, so it's important to realize, okay? So the CDC, what is the CDC, you ask? Well, you've probably heard of it. It's the Center for Disease Control, okay? So it's actually a federal institution that's responsible for publishing and researching vaccine information, and it's responsible for things like fighting infectious disease outbreaks, and publishing information about outbreaks like measles outbreaks or Ebola, things like that. And this is a federal institution, okay? It's actually a .gov website, so it's cdc.gov. It's a government-run website, and it's a government institution, okay? So it's very important to realize that this information is completely accurate, okay? And what this is an ingredient list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a link to it, okay? Down below, right below my website, there will be a link to this, okay? And what it is, it's just a simple PDF, and it's an ingredient list, much like, you see your cereal, or any sort of food item you buy when you see the ingredient list, right? So this is an ingredient list. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the amounts of the ingredients, okay? So there's no way for me to know the amount of these things that they put into the vaccine. And as you can see, there's an exclaimer on the PDF that talks about how some of them are only in trace amounts and they're removed during the manufacturing process, okay? So again, I'm not a chemist, I don't know why they're in there, and I don't know the amounts of these ingredients. All I know is that apparently they're in there, okay? That's all I know. So let's talk about some of the ingredients, okay? Let's talk about some of the ingredients. Okay, so we have MSG, okay? MSG, okay, monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate is, a lot of people have adverse reactions to it. It tends to irritate the food lining. It's sort of a salt compound. I don't think it's actually quite as harmful as people think it is. It's not near as bad as like heavy metals, for example. But a lot of people are more sensitive to it than others, and I would recommend that you avoid it because it is somewhat of a toxin. Okay, they put it in Asian cooking a lot. You find it in any like top ramen, a lot of preserved foods, Doritos, Cheetos type stuff. It tends to add flavor, enhances the flavor of a product. I think it's also somewhat of a preservative. Well, it must be. I don't know why they'd be trying to enhance the flavor of vaccine. So I imagine in this case, it's as a preservative, okay? Also, they got yellow number 6. Okay? It's a yellow number 6 aluminum lake dye. Okay? I have no idea what this is. I mean, apparently it's a food coloring. That's what yellow number 6, right? That's like red, yellow, right? Red, when you eat something colorful in a box, right? And it comes in colors, right? And you look at the ingredients, red number 6, blue number 4, whatever. I don't know why they would put a dye in a vaccine. It must be to preserve it. Maybe it also has preserving properties besides it being a coloring agent. Maybe they're trying to make it look prettier. I have no idea. I'm not going to try to pretend that I know. Another lovely ingredient, formaldehyde. This is an industrial chemical, okay? I don't really know what its uses for. I think they might use it in yoga mats. I think there was controversy. No, that was something to do with bromine. But formaldehyde, yeah, formaldehyde. Just look it up. You know, you can see what formaldehyde is. It's a industrial chemical that they use for various, various uses. It doesn't belong in your body, and I have no idea why it's in it. It must be a preservative. Like I said, I think all these things are preservatives, actually. I have no idea. But yeah, you shouldn't be eating formaldehyde. And you shouldn't have it injected into your body. But again, I have no idea the amount in the vaccines. But it's in the ingredient list, you know. In that link, you'll see it. So I have no idea. Alright, so we got MSG, yellow number 6, aluminum lake dye, formaldehyde. Oh, lovely thimerosal. Ooh, thimerosal. I think that's how you spell it. Don't hold it against me if I spelled it wrong, okay? Thimerosal. One of the components of thimerosal is mercury, okay? If you watch, or you look at certain information on the internet from the government and from medical institutions, they say that the mercury in thimerosal isn't bioavailable, so your body doesn't absorb it. Again, I'm not a chemist. I have no idea. All I know is that there's mercury in thimerosal. And thimerosal is in vaccines, along with formaldehyde and all this other stuff. Okay? And this is just touching the surface. All this, MSG, formaldehyde, thimerosal, yellow number 6. If you look at the ingredients, you know, there's many, many more that you'll recognize. Or maybe you don't recognize, but if you look it up, you'll see it's like some toxic chemical, contain heavy metals, like random dyes, like, you know, like MSG. Like, who would have thought MSG was in vaccines? I have no idea. But anyways, again, I am not a licensed medical doctor. I don't have a license, okay? I can't give medical opinions, okay? I'm not a chemist. I don't know why this stuff's in there, and I don't know the amounts, okay? So that's very important for you to realize. But it's also very important for you to realize that it's in there, okay? And if it's in there, it doesn't belong in your body, okay? It doesn't take a chemist or some scientist to tell you that, you know, MSG, yellow number, all this crap shouldn't be in your body, okay? It doesn't matter if it's a small amount. Well, it does matter. The amount obviously does matter, but you don't want any amount, okay? I wouldn't recommend eating a little bit of arsenic, okay? And obviously some of these things are in more than others, okay? There might be, you know, there's more than certain ones. Like, there only might be trace amounts of thimerosal, but there might be a lot of MSG. I have no idea. Like I said, I have no idea of the amounts. But, you know, it's hard to really say a safe limit. That's very important to realize. Like, the reference ranges that we use in hair mineral analysis are much tighter than what most labs use, because just a little bit of toxins affect the body much more than people realize. Okay, and you're injecting it straight into the bloodstream. And you're injecting it straight into newborn babies' bloodstreams, okay? And you're doing it more than one at a time, you know. They give multiple vaccines at a time, okay, into a newborn baby, okay? And this is only, you know, this is only part of the problem with the vaccines, okay? There's other problems with the vaccines, like the fact that you're introducing, you know, the virus itself into the body, and, you know, there's other things besides just the ingredients. But anyways, I don't want to, you know, just bash into your skull that you shouldn't get vaccinated, or, you know, you're being a bad parent because you're getting your children vaccinated. I just want to bring light to the issue, okay? So it's very important that you see both sides of the story, okay? Don't believe everything you read. There are thousands of studies, okay, talking about toxicity of vaccines. Thousands of case studies, you know, of showing the toxicity of vaccines. They don't want you to know that, but you can. Anyone can look it up. Anyone can look up the journals, you know, look up the studies. There's books on the subject. There's fabulous books. You know, just Google them. You know, there's lots of information out there, and I encourage all of you to read both sides of the story and make your own educated decision. I only am here to educate. I'm not here to scare you, okay, or to, like I said, bash into your skull that you shouldn't get vaccinated. Me personally, I don't get flu shots. I was vaccinated as a child. I don't plan on ever getting a vaccine again. I am not going to vaccinate my children, okay? Vaccinating your children and yourself is up to you. That's a personal decision. I believe it should be the individual, not the state. regardless of herd immunity theory and all that stuff, okay? But like I said, it's very important that you make an educated decision. And this link that I provide is very important information because it's a very important visual, you know what I mean? People read a lot about opinions, people are always reading opinions of things, right? So you're reading people's opinions about vaccines, okay? But when you actually see the ingredient list, and it goes into your mind, things that you know are toxic, okay? And you look at it, it's a very important, it's a very important thing, okay? That's why I also encourage you to, go read some studies and stuff like that, okay? Anyways, I'm dragging on. That's it, okay? Vaccine ingredients, look at the ingredient list, do your own research, okay? Look at both sides of the issue, make an educated decision. I don't recommend that you do get vaccinated. That's my stance on it, okay? Hope that helps you guys out, and I'll talk to you guys later.